Hi, it's time for another yoga session. I'm going to repeat the exercises of day one. Gradually we will expand, but um, as I explained yesterday, systematic approach, systematic build-up is the most efficient, most effective, and most powerful way to introduce yoga into your life. So we'll repeat the exercises. This will be the second time that you do them if you follow the videos. In the beginning I explained a lot. I may explain a little today whenever necessary, but you will notice the same thing as happens in my courses. So in the beginning I talk a lot. It's important that you understand what you're doing and how you are doing it, how you're doing it correctly. But at some point you get it, and there's time to focus more on what you do and how you do it, rather than hearing about what you do and how you do it. So it will become more and more focused, and possibly we stay a little bit longer in the poses, and we'll be able to pay some attention to some elements of the poses that we haven't been able to address in the beginning. So let's close our eyes for a moment. Just about a minute or so. Clear the mind, nothing complicated. And we will sing Om. Join in if you like. Om came out a little bit funny. That's okay. There's no such thing as perfectionism in the world. It's still early, so the voice needs to wake up a little bit more. And we'll do that with a little bit of yoga. Please stand up. Place the feet parallel, Tadasana. Distribute the weight on the foot soles evenly. Straighten the legs, engage all the muscles. Gently lock the knees. Tilt the pelvis a little bit forward. Pull the shoulders a little bit back. Stretch up the back of the neck. Tuck in the chin a little bit. Take a deep breath. Fixed asana, the tree pose. Slowly shift your weight to one foot. Raise the other foot and place it as high as possible on the back of the inner thigh. If you're not able to do this, no despair. Like I just said before, there is no perfectionism in this world. No such thing as perfectionism. If you can't put your foot so high, let it rest on the inside of the knee. And if this is difficult, then you can even do it by letting your foot rest on your ankle. The point is that you are balancing on one foot. So, as high as possible, you place your foot on the inside of the leg. First thing important, of course, is to establish balance. Then you level the hips horizontally. Then you bring the hands together above the head, cross the thumbs. Actively stretch up, but keep the shoulders down. Depress the shoulders while trying to reach for the ceiling. Keep breathing deep and calm. Then maintain balance by gazing at a spot on the floor in front of you. So, like I said, no such thing as perfectionism. I lost my balance, and that's okay. Often when people in class lose balance, they become nervous, having a feeling everybody is watching them. So instead of staying calm and taking a little time to reset, focus, they nervously end up trying to get back into the pose, and that just makes everything worse. Remember, yoga is about control, it's about focus, it's about establishing calm. Then all these things are missing if you frantically try to get back into the pose purely based on perception, wrong perception. When you practice in a class and you lose balance, forget about the people surrounding you. It's not important. You are there for your practice, for yourself. So I reset myself. I'm not satisfied with the attempt. So instead of doing the other side, I want to do it again. In the previous video with the same pose, if you noticed, I also lost balance. That is, actually I'm standing on the mat. The mat, 7mm, 8mm thick rubber, is a little bit soft, and that complicates balancing on one foot a little bit. You can solve the problem actually by taking a little step forward and standing on the bare floor. Because the floor is hard, balance is a little bit easier. Keeping balance is a mental thing, a matter of concentration. If you're busy looking around you, you lose your balance. If you have many thoughts going around in your head, you lose balance. So gaze at the spot on the floor, somewhere ahead of you or on the wall. Breathe deep and calm, consolidate. Fifteen, 30 seconds if you're comfortable, 45, 60 seconds. Slowly come back, systematically, step by step, lower the hands, put the foot down, relax for a moment. Not a high intensity pose, Energy settles down in 10-15 seconds. So we'll switch and we do it with the other foot up. Place the foot on the back of the inner thigh. Level the hips after establishing balance. Join the hands. Actively stretch up while keeping the shoulders depressed. Keep breathing deep and calm. Essential that you keep breathing deep and calm. Why is this essential? Because we have a tendency to hold our breath or breathe in a very strained way whenever we do something that requires effort. Okay, slowly lower the hands. Put the foot down. Take a deep breath and relax for a moment. As you can see, balance is much better on a bare floor as compared to balancing on the mat. Okay, we go back to the mat. We start in Tadasana. We do a forward bend. This forward bend is called Padangustasana. I forgot to mention that in the previous video. Padangusta does not mean forward bend. Pada means foot. It's also the name of my dog. But pada means foot in Sanskrit. Angusta, anga, is a limb, like from Ashtanga, anga, limb. Padangusta means the big limb on the foot. So that is what you're aiming for. You try to grab your big toes after bending forward. But very important, grabbing the big toes is not a goal in itself. The goal in this exercise is the tilt of the pelvis. So that is where your focus should be. If you can't grab your big toes, do not force yourself. Also, do not try to get there by excessively bending the back. Because when you do that, you take away all the activity from where it is important, where it should be, which is the hips. So, Tadasana. I prefer to put my hands on the hips because that allows you to follow, to concentrate on that movement of the hips. Inhale deep. Exhale, slowly bend forward, maintaining a straight back as long as possible. If you can grab your big toes, hold on and then work on increasing the tilt of the pelvis. Try to visualize pointing the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Push the belly down towards the legs. Instead of trying to put your nose on your knees, try to put your belly down on your thighs. Elongate the spine. Keep breathing deep and calm and consolidate. And slowly come back. Start by raising the head. Make a hollow back. And stand erect. Now many yoga teachers tell you to relax in the pose. That's not correct. The moment that you relax in the pose, the energy is out. There is no engagement, there is no energy. Yoga is all about energy. It is important to understand that relaxing in a pose doesn't work where it comes to the goal of yoga, but a maximum engagement also doesn't work where it comes to the goal of yoga. The answer is, of course, it has to be somewhere in between. The golden mean of the Buddha, the golden middle way. So you engage not in a maximum way, not by relaxing, but you do an optimal effort. So when you're in a pose like this, Padangusthasana, it's very tempting to just hang loose and wait until time is over. It's very human to relax like this, because a human is inherently lazy. I say that with a smile because of course this doesn't apply to everybody. On the other hand, I also recognize it myself. So what you need to do is to constantly elongate the spine. Try to straighten the back. You feel tension in the back of the legs. You feel the work you need to do in the hips to bring that about. And you try to maintain that. And that is what really makes it work. When you're done, you can then relax a little bit. That allows the energy that you generated by the engagement in the pose to then spread out through the whole body. Utthita Trikonasana. Remember, Trikona literally means 3 angles. Tri is 3, Kona is angle. But very important what I explained in the video last time that we did Utthita Trikonasana, the triangle pose, the meaning of the word Utthita, which means intensely stretched. Already in Tadasana, you are applying Utthita by standing erect. So we spread the feet, Utthita Trikonasana, spread the feet and the arms. We turn the left foot 90 degrees out, the right foot 30 degrees in, and we misalign. Remember, if you don't know exactly how much to misalign, start with Tadasana, draw the foot back, and maintain that width. Inhale deep, stretch up, and focus on the tilt of the pelvis. Allow the hips to rotate a little bit while you tilt. If you align the hips, the tilt is very limited and you're going to bend your upper body, which is not Utthita, the opposite of Utthita. You allow the hips to rotate a little bit to accommodate a maximum tilt of the pelvis, leading to a very deep stretch in the back of the front leg. And then you apply Utthita. Erect the upper body, stretch up, open, stretch up the front, open the chest, and look at the ceiling. Breathe deep and calm, consolidate. Do not relax in the pose. slowly come back. In Tadasana, we take a little rest, deep breath. Allow the energy to settle down and spread out. Then we switch. Inhale deep. Exhale. Remember also, do not lean on the hand, because that will acutely make you lose udita. You will lose the engagement. Keep breathing deep and calm. Do not give in to your restlessness that makes you want to move. Stand still. That is where the real power of yoga lies, standing still for once in your life. Physically, eventually mentally. Slowly come back. Back to Tadasana. Take a deep breath. Utthita Parsvakonasana. Again, Utthita, intensely stretched with the flank, Parsva. Extended flank pose, literally translated, but in English usually we refer to this pose as the wide triangle pose. Wide, because we have to spread the feet wide, wider than the regular triangle pose. Inhale deep. Exhale, bend the front leg. First focus on the legs only. Keep the rear leg straight, bend the front leg until the thigh is horizontal. Then focus on the upper body. Bring the right flank in line with the rear leg. Do not lean, again. Stretch up and maintain the pose. Utthita, erect. The moment you lean, you lose udita, you lose the value of this exercise. Slowly come back. Tadasana. Take a deep breath. Switch, spread the feet wide. Remember also misalign the feet. It's like a long-sided triangle. Inhale deep. Exhale, bend the front leg first. And then focus on the upper body, bringing the left flank in line with the left leg. Keep breathing, deep and calm, and consolidate. Slowly come back. And relax for a moment. these were the asanas for today. I'm going to finish with a short meditation. I prepared my cotton yoga mat, folded it, you can use a book. My yoga teacher always told us to use a phone book, but phone books, do they still exist actually? No, a book of course is not that comfortable. It's hard and with sharp edges. A folded mat or a meditation cushion, which I will show you next time, is ideal. Use that platform, that little elevation, to allow the hips to naturally tilt forward. It straightens the back in such a way that you don't have to strain the back to sit straight. Hands on the knees, nothing complicated. Don't end up doing things like this. That is nonsense, which I will explain later in detail why. Relax the shoulders. Do pull them back a little bit like you do in Tadasana. So not end up like this. Stretch up the back of the neck, tuck in the chin, and for 5 minutes we'll just observe. Start by breathing deep and calm, and then switch to observing. Observe anything. If you're at home, you hear the sound of the heating system, or maybe the refrigerator, or a neighbor passing by in the hallway. Observe all these things without giving it a judgment, without giving it a value. Just simply observe in a very neutral way, objective way. You notice that you first observe gross elements, but then if you stay in this meditation, you notice that your observation becomes more and more refined, and you start noticing internal activities, like the breath, like the heartbeat, and more importantly, eventually, and that is the goal of all this, you start noticing your subconscious thought flow, which is busy 24 hours a day, and which determines our daily actions and reactions, which are often involuntary, often not controlled. Five minutes, we finish with 3 ohms. Join in if you like. Okay, slowly come back. Open your eyes again. If you pay attention, you notice that even in a short 5-minute meditation, the breath slows down but becomes deeper than in a normal condition. That shows that your yoga practice succeeds in calming the nerve system. The nerve system and the breath are inherently linked. When you're very nervous, tensed, you breathe shallow and fast. The calmer you are, the slower and deeper you breathe. In our advanced course, we have meditation up to 1 hour and 20 minutes. And when my meditation goes to a very deep level, I notice that my breathing takes place only, there are only 2-3 breaths a minute. Very, very slow, but very, very deep at the same time. That is not deliberate. You cannot do that deliberately. It's all a matter of the condition of the nerve system. If you have questions, leave them below in the comment section. I will gladly reply. See you tomorrow with the warrior poses. Thank you for watching. Greetings.